Hi guys, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Star Traders Frontiers. Star Traders, if you're unaware, is a game made by the Trese Brothers. It was funded via Kickstarter and was nothing short of a massive success. The game itself is absolutely fantastic, everything from the writing to the mechanics, and the Trese Brothers are well known for consistently updating their games every couple of days. They added new items, new storylines. It really keeps it fresh, and the amount of aftercare that goes into it is nothing short of incredible. Now, I have played a bit of Star Traders in the past, but I haven't touched the game in over a year, and as I understand it, they've added all sorts of new quests, talents, and a whole new race of aliens, because apparently the regular ones weren't terrifying enough. Let's start by making a new captain. I've already made the template, but let's quickly go over it. So I've decided to go for a military officer, because I like military officers. Military officers start with two traits. The first one's Protector. A faction soldier, any orbital ops card that adds reputation gains +2 to 4 bonus, and blockade or patrol missions start with +10% chance to draw a mission card. The real beauty to this trait is the +10% to draw a mission card. This will save you an absolute headache over the long term, and combined with the added rep from the first half of the trait, you're well on your way to thriving, as patrolling is used to be, and hopefully still is, an excellent way of building reputation with foreign factions. Your second trait, because Protector isn't enough of a brilliant trait, is called Conditioned. Hardened by military training, you gain +1 quickness, +2 fortitude, +10% armor, and +10% all accuracy. The quickness and fortitude aspect is really nice. Quickness is directly correlated to your initiative in combat, so it comes in very handy, and the +10% accuracy is really something that you feel and tends to be quite noticeable. I set attributes at priority A, since they can't be altered at all after character creation, and I feel it's something that gives you the biggest long-term advantage over the course of the game throughout the entire character creation process. For attributes, I've set quickness at 29, bumped up to 30 with our condition trait. Combined with a wisdom of 30, I believe the two of these combined work out somehow to your initiative score, so we should theoretically have one of the highest initiative totals you can. I put 22 into fortitude, 21 into resilience. This is just to give our captain a bit of hardiness. We are planning on playing this as on hard difficulty, and I haven't decided whether I'd like them on the front line or not. Probably yes. So that'll be nice, it'll give them a little bit more resistance. Finally, I chucked the rest of our points into charisma. This will help us with building reputation, and I've left strength at 14 because I suspect we won't need it. Classically, strength was used for things like rifles, shotguns, and swords, of which we won't be using any. For priority B, I've set skills. I've set skills as 5 to tactics and 10 to command. I was considering 5 in command, 5 in tactics, and 5 in pistol, but I decided against it. I think the larger boost to commander will serve us better in the early game, and we can always multiclass into a pistolier if we need to become a better shot. Contacts I've put into C. Contacts is something that I don't really know much about. I think the most important ones are the ones that can recruit you an additional doctor or combat medic, but they're locked behind an achievement, which means that we're going to have to play slightly more passively until we find someone who can recruit them for us. So we've elected to take Blackheart. Blackheart is a pirate and gives you amazing pirate recruits. They do a little bit of everything, and I really like pirates as a substitute to pilots later on in the game. Hopefully that's still something that works well. I've also taken ex-spy as a contact because I think spies are quite vital to mission-heavy characters, which is what we may be. I haven't really decided. Spies also get the stealth skill save at level 1, which is always very welcome. I've gone for intelligence officer just because I couldn't think of anything better that we could get. And finally, for our non-local contact, I've gone for a prince. because the prince also sort of does a little bit of everything. And with the prince they also make introductions, so that'll be nice. For priority D, I've gone for ship. We've gone for the Juro class. I don't think your choice for starting ship matters too much, as I remember money's quite easy to come by, and by the time you're ready to part ways with, is it Estelle Brockstrom? A Prince Fane's court, you should have enough money for an upgraded ship. Lastly, I put up experience at E because I think a level doesn't really make any difference. So we're going to be playing on the default map. It'll be cool to see if anything has changed. I don't really remember the layout of the galaxy before, but maybe some of the changes will be quite obvious. We'll see. I think we're going to start as the Kadah Syndicate. I really like playing as Kadah. I feel it stacks quite nicely with the patrolling bonuses you get as a military officer. When you start as Kadah, your staff have an increased chance of starting with the assertive trait, which gives your crew a charisma % chance of gaining extra rep for the patrol. This stacks up really quickly and makes a big impact in the mid game. And finally we'll be playing on hard difficulty, which is the first permadeath difficulty. Enemies are at 110%, risks are at 115, plus 10% combat boost to our ship and crew, 5% bonus XP, 5% bonus profits, saves only for the first 12 weeks, okay, no worries. Yeah, I don't imagine we'll survive very long, but let's see how we fare. Let's make a random male character. That would do. So, with the magic that is video editing, we've jumped forward a bit in time. The only thing that's happened is I've given everyone a uniform so that I can tell what their job is from a glance, and I've given everyone a beret because it's a military ship and berets are mandatory. So let's quickly go through the crew and see what we're working with. What we're looking for is good fortitude and resilience from the non-combat crew, and good attributes overall from the combat crew. We should also have a look at officers like Corey here and see what they're suited to, whether they're suited to combat or not. So with Corey, her attributes are amazing, bar her wisdom. 40 combined, it should be fine for combat, but it's not ideal. 7 Doctor, yeah, virtuous is good, brave is really good. So they're suitable for combat. I'm going to give Corey a gold star, good for Corey. For talents, I'm almost certainly going to go for the skill saves more often than not. They're just too useful early game. Traits like this really matter as well. We should be on the lookout for anyone who isn't already an officer, who is sort of officer material. Fingers crossed that we find someone with a very keen interest in medicine. Then we've got Tamara, our engineer. Tamara looks fine as well. We can potentially use her in combat. She might be worth multi-classing. I think we're going to go for port maintenance here. Attentive overhaul is probably a better idea, but we can get that with someone else, so I'm going to go for port maintenance. She can get a gold star, she's fine. Finally we've got Falcon, our quartermaster. Again, not bad, should be fine. Mysterious isn't brilliant, but what can you do? So here, I think the Intimidate save is a waste of a talent. I think Intimidate is the least scary out of all the skill saves that you can have. Similarly, with a command test, I think having given 10 to our character in character creation, I think this is a bit of a wasted point. So I think we're going to go for Perceptive Boss and hope that our first few pays will show us some cool hidden traits, something that we can use to our advantage. So all the officers look great. I don't think I'm going to give Volk a star. He's good, he's not that good. Right, then we have our 3 crew dogs. So let's have a look. Zoe, virtuous and focused. Not great fortitude. Resilience is okay. This is fine. Not ideal, but fine. Mathcons is much better. Rigidly lawful isn't ideal, but what can you do? And finally, Rand. Yeah, this is fine. Nothing brilliant, nothing horrible. I think for all 3 of them, we're going to go for safety protocols. Ship Ops, I believe, has 2 different levels of skill save, and one of them is catastrophic if you fail. So the more safety protocols we have, the better. Then moving on, we have our E-Techs. I don't remember much about E-Techs, but from what I remember, they were quite vital towards, I think, defense. So this one's really good. He's got a bit of command as well. We don't really need that, but it's good calculating as well. Maybe he'd be good officer material. Not the officer we want potentially, but let's give him a blue star. Keep an eye on him. Let's come back to this actually. Let's go through all the other E-Techs. So then we've got Sonoma. These are fine. Fortitude and resilience is fine. Tactics with a bit of Doctor. She's probably better than he is as officer material. We were looking for someone with Doctor. Yeah, maybe Sonoma's the one. And here, good fortitude. Resistance is fine. None of this really matters for the non-combat crew. Finally, ooh, a 6 in Doctor. And this is the one. We've grabbed some really good E-Techs here. Right, so the reason I didn't grab the talent straight away. How many hot wires do we want? I think 3. I think 3 hot wires in the signature jammer. An argument could be made, a rather strong argument, for 2 hot wire, an alert scanner, and a signature jammer, because alert scanner is really useful early game. Rumors are sort of how you network and find new opportunities. But I think I'm going to play it safe since we're playing on hard and get 3 hot wires and 1 signature jammer, and as we level up we can get an alert scanner as well. Storm shielding is also really useful. We'll do that after. Right, so that's our E-Techs. Let's look at gunners. Gunners classically weren't very useful. I always had more of a crew combat boarding sort of style, but we'll see how useful they are. 16, 18, not brilliant. Durable is nice. Rash focus, nothing interesting. These are good stats, a bit of command. Rigidly lawful. These are great. 1 explore. So gunners are so-so, but that's fine. Like I said, gunners tend to not have anything. Bullseye uncertainty. What's this? Automatically passes a fail tactics. Oh. They didn't used to have a tactic save. Okay. I mean, I don't think we'll go for 3 just because our commander, our military officer rather, we assigned 5 in character creation. So we should have a bit of tactics, but 2 sounds fine. And for the other 2, let's go with bombardment. You can never have too much bombardment. Right, so after the gunners, we've got our mechanic Lizzie. Brilliant stats, a bit of blades. Sure, that's fine. And this is where we get our repair test, so we didn't need to get it with our engineer officer. Then we've got 3 navigators, almost certainly going to be getting navigator skill saves. Scrappy is nice. 8 tactics, wow. This is cool. This is nice, the +1 tactics. Yeah, I think for all 3 of them we're going to go with Rechart's navigation save. Cool. And then we move on to our 4 pilots. So this is fine. Assertive. This is what I was talking about when we picked Kadah. I absolutely love this. Yep, nothing super exciting with the pilots, but what can you expect? I think we're going to go for 3 expert maneuver and 1 evasive maneuvers. Same as before. With the E-Techs, I feel like we could go 2, 1 and 1 shore landfall. But given that we're playing on hard, I'm more than happy to get 3 saves and the 1 evasive maneuver, just in case. Sweet. Finally we're onto the combat crew. Like I said earlier, with the combat crew you have to be a bit more picky. Quickness and wisdom really matter here. This isn't ideal, but it'll do. Lone Hawk is really nice. Lone Hawk is really nice with the 2 quickness. That sort of made up for any issues we had with the wisdom being under 20. For talents, I think pinning shot makes the most sense. It costs your weapons initiative, so it can replace your regular attack. Minus 20% parry, minus 20% dodge, minus 10% armor for 2 turns. What's not to love? Then we've got Cordelia as our soldier. Her skills are very nice. Strength matters when it comes to rifles. +3 strength, yeah, really nice. I wonder what our other ones like. Wow, 27. Okay, so with Cordelia, I was going to say because of her stats, let's make her a shotgun user. But given that the other one's so much better, Cordelia will get suppressing fire. And Duchess with her 27 strength, bloody hell. +2 initiative. Lovely. We will definitely give her the roaring barrel. We'll actually change her uniform just so I know that she's the shotgun user. And finally we've got Valley on swords. She's a bit terrible. I'm gonna give her a red star. Give her bravery line, I think, just so someone has an initiative. But we should look to get rid of her quite quickly. Finally, we've got myself. Now the choice here is between Militant Patrol, Power Play and Stiff Salute. I think Militant Patrol probably makes the most sense, but I don't think we'll be patrolling our first couple of levels. I think Power Play is really good. I think we'll probably be doing a lot of missions rather than patrolling, and the increased vacuum reputation can really help early on, especially with our charisma being 20%, 1 in 5. It's not bad. Stiff Salute is also really brilliant, but I think early levels maybe we won't need it. This is hard, not impossible. Yeah, I think we're going to go with power play. I think that makes the most sense. Cool, so that's our team. It looks okay, it's definitely not awful. I've certainly played with worse teams. Talent manifest, this wasn't here before. Oh cool, this sort of... Yeah, well, we're bound to have nothing here. Splits up all your saves and talents. That's really cool. That's a really nice way of displaying the data. We obviously have nothing, but over time I'm sure we will. Right, let's have a look at our contacts. So we've got our intelligence officer. He hates Templars. He's corrupt, pays us less, brilliant, and he's a traitor. Right, I mean, it's not brilliant, but what can you do, right? Espionage message, he gives you e-tech, so maybe we'll get some good ones. We've got our ex-spy who hates the McLumnu and is an entertainer addict, so all services cost 15% more. Brilliant. At least we can get spies out of him. We've got our pirate, who is very mysterious and we know nothing about, unlike the ex-spy and intelligence officer who can't keep secrets. See, this is what I meant earlier about the Black Heart. They give you a little bit of trade permit, a little bit of military ranks, a little bit of edicts. They're just very well spread out. And we've got our arbiter, Estelle Brockstrom. She's respected and she's got Zendu bloodline, which is interesting. Normally she has a trait which she pays you less money for quests, but you can get bounty hunters from her. It's quite nice that the traits are semi-randomized. And finally we've got our McLumnu prince, who we also don't know anything about, but as a prince he's got all three of the ranks that we can do and introductions as well. Cool. Finally, let's have a look at the faction politics. This is going to be a quick episode. We're just going to go through character creation, and in the next one, in the real episode 1, we'll start off with the missions and see how far we get. So we've got a train band, Javat, and an alliance with Zenrin. Okay. Trade band, okay. Okay, so the only things happening at the moment involve us. Okay, cool. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and join me in episode 1 where we will be escorting Estelle Brockstrom to the court of Prince Callaghan Vane. That's where the mission really starts. I'm sure we'll get sidetracked on the way with all our other contacts. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to seeing you then. Bye bye.